Charlotte Mayor Dan Clodfelter has announced his plans to run for mayor next year, or actually at the end of this year. But with a multi-million-dollar budget crisis and immigration issues on the table, what does that mean for the city and his campaign? WCCB political contributor Mary C. Curtis, is here with me this morning to answer that question. Let's start here. Today, Mayor Clodfelter kind of taking the offensive, touting his record on as we approach the one-year anniversary of Patrick Cannon being indicted.
Yes.
So this is really a very offensive move.
Yes, he's going to remind people that, oh, it was just a year ago this week that Mayor Patrick Cannon was arrested and resigned, and who brought stability to Charlotte, as he says in the release. Says it helped the city and the community overcome the civic trauma. So he'll be touting the stability that he has brought to Charlotte.
Do you see this as a way of shifting focus away from some of the current issues in the city, i.e. the budget deficit?
I think it's his way of getting a head start on all of the Democratic opponents who have already come out in a city that's heavily Democratic. So there is the assumption that whoever wins a Democratic primary will be winning the race.
Will the current budget issues that the city is dealing with be an Achilles heel for Mayor Clodfelter and his campaign?
I think it will be an issue. I think people want to know what the plans are going forward to eliminate it, particularly since we're in this economic resurgence and we still have these budget issues. So I think they'll want answers from all the candidates, and he'll have to answer that as well.
Will this be the key issue in the campaign, do you think?
I think, well, he has set out his agenda that he does want to talk about bringing some of the more challenged neighborhoods in Charlotte into the economic mainstream, also public safety issues and the transit plan going forward. But it will be an issue.
You know, you and I were talking via email yesterday, and we spoke about immigration.
Yes.
That's obviously something that's also a hot-button issue right now. How long do you expect it to be a hot-button issue? Nationally, yes, it's a large issue that's going to be addressed. But locally, how much staying power does this immigration issue have?
Well, I was talking with someone on that immigration integration task force yesterday, and well, I think that it is, that wasn't their task to talk about the federal issue. They wanted to see how to get immigrants more into the civic and economic life of the city of Charlotte. And so it will be an issue because Charlotte is a hub. 1 out of 7 immigrants in Charlotte, of the folks in Charlotte, which is bigger than Philadelphia, and they're twice as likely to start these new businesses to keep Main Street booming. So definitely there's going to be efforts to bring them into the city and maybe help counter some of the economic problems the city is having. And
the reality is there's also a pretty significant voting population that is immigrant that could have a say in the election.
Definitely. So it always comes back to policy and politics, doesn't it, Terrence?
Doesn't it really?